So in this video, I will talk about some of the observations that I've seen. It may be online, offline, where you see people talking about different things about Canada, like just a lot of complaint, why people are leaving Canada, Canada will humble you, this is not what we're told about Canada. Canada is too cold, the cost of living is high, you will do factory jobs and there is loneliness in Canada, the tax is too much, the healthcare is terrible, and all this information. And at the end of the day, this is going to be a very raw video. I will try to spill out as much truth as possible. There is an element of truth in some of these things, and there is an element of lie in some of these things that we see online. I've been in Canada now for about 6.5 years, and during this process, I've seen a lot of things. So this is, to bring a balance to some of those observations that we've seen online. The first one, I've done a video about it, why people leave Canada. You will see that all the time. But the question you will ask yourself, these people that are actually talking about this, have they left? No. 99.99% that are talking about it, why people leave Canada, they don't actually leave. So it means, people leave Canada, yes. If you are in Canada, I've seen some people that got a job in the UK or got a job in Australia or got a job especially in the United States and they move. That is fine, but these other complaints that people, especially, this is not what I was told about Canada. I thought Canada is very rosy. Now I am working night and day to meet ends meet, to get this, come on. I'm also heard people saying lonely at the top, more like there is a higher level of loneliness in Canada. Is it actually true? Yeah, there is an element of truth to it. So I'll talk about what actually make people to say all of these things, and is it true? What is true and what is not true? The thing is that you don't use your experience as a yardstick to define reality. The fact that it's working for you this way does not mean that is how it is. Now, let me tell you one of the biggest reasons, and a lot of this complaint may be from those that just came to Canada maybe after like 6 months or a year, and they are still students. Why do you have this complaint? When you are coming to Canada, okay, and you are applying for your visa, if you are doing a 2-year course, IRCC will require you to show at least 1 year of tuition plus 1 year of cost of living minimum. So which means that if you are doing a 2-year course and you've already only made plans for 1 year, then when you come to Canada, it is a responsibility to think about how you're going to pay the next year tuition. And they've graciously provided you the ability to work 20 hours per week in order to be able to meet that, not just to meeting that target, because the way they review visa application is that you will be able to support yourself financially while in Canada without even working. That is the approach. So which means even though you don't work, you are supposed to be able to take care of yourself. I mean, that may not be the case in a lot of scenarios, okay? Now, you may see someone that they've been able to legally and, clearly show their first year tuition. Now, you have to work as much as possible to be able to now pay the second year tuition. And maybe that may involve you working 2 or 3 jobs to meet up that 20 hours per week. And when you're complaining, I'm doing 2 jobs, you are not doing it for me, right? You're doing it for yourself. Sorry if I'm a little bit aggravated in this video, because I promised myself I want to take it as calm as possible. But if at some point it feels like I'm really vibrating, try to explain some of these things, just bear with me. If you're working 2 jobs, 3 jobs to be able to meet your rent, your feeding, and maybe saving money that's your business, right? you were not forced to come to this place. So if that is what you're doing, fine. There are some people that come and maybe they've saved for tuition for those 2 years. They don't have to do 2, 3, 4 jobs to be able to meet that. So don't complain that, oh, I'm working tonight and job, but, maybe you go to school, you close around, 6, 7 p.m. or 6 p.m. or 5 to 6 p.m. from school. Now you have to go to your job around 7 p.m. and do night shift and come back maybe in the morning. What's wrong about that? That is what you have chosen. If you don't like it, just stay at home. So the Canada government, they're not going to give you money to sort out your cost of living or for your tuition. It is your responsibility to sort that out. So before you come, you know these things that are available. So what is your plan to raise the other part of the tuition, right? If you've already sorted out at least your 1 year tuition and cost of living. And sometimes you might be coming to a place like Toronto where you know that the cost of living is really high and, you don't make the necessary plan and think ahead. Then don't come and complain that, oh, it is too hard, I'm working these jobs and all that. If you don't do it, just stay at home and, then at the end of the month, when you have to pay your tuition, your rent, then you can tell your landlord, you know what, I don't want to work 2 month jobs and all that. While you are a student, these things are very, very common, okay? You want to be doing what people that are, maybe they are permanent resident, they've already graduated, you are looking at them and you want to enjoy the benefit that they're enjoying. So you as a student, it is a phase and you have to pass through that phase. I passed through that phase. I did some part-time jobs. Even when I had full scholarship, I still did some part-time jobs. Did anybody send me? No. Right? So it is my own choice to say I want to work. So if you are doing whether night shift or day shift or multiple jobs and all that, it is your own it is your own choice. You can decide not to take any shift. Nobody's going to question you about that. Okay? So sometimes you may have also heard people saying, oh, the tax in Canada is too much. You work and you pay, 15%, 20% tax, or the case may be. The question is, are you even getting anything at all? So this high level of ingratitude can also make person lose out of all of the benefits that they can get in life. Sometimes you have to be grateful for what you have, right? So what do they use taxes for? Road construction, and that's why you have free healthcare and some other stuff like that. You can decide to earn more so that, I know when you earn more, you pay more taxes. Don't get worried about that. Whatever you have after tax, use that and plan with that. So what are some of the things that cause this hullabaloo, all these unnecessary conversations around Canada is this, Canada is that, and try to paint the picture that is not as we thought. What exactly did you think while you're coming to Canada that when you come, you know what, Canada government is going to give you $1,000 every month to sort out yourself, and, you don't have to work and things will just come? No. You have to work. In fact, the country where you're coming from your home country, if you don't do jobs, how are you going to get funds? Do you stay at home and expect things to just come on a platter of goods? So, what are some of the things that cause this? Number one, unrealistic expectations. Now, when you're coming to Canada, you come here asking and telling us, you know what, I want to come to Canada, and within 2 months, I'm going to buy a car, and I will start sending a certain amount of money home, blah, 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 stuff like that. Unrealistic expectation. And another thing, maybe something you can think of, okay, when I come, I'm just going to raise money for my other tuition balance, by working part-time just as soon as possible. And at the end of the day, discover that by the time you're working, if you remove your money for, maybe living cost, whatever you're left to save may be little. But at the end of the day, it's still your own. It's still yours. You decide to come to Canada, and if you're not okay with it, it's okay to tell yourself, say, you know what, I'm tired, I want to go. So don't set unrealistic expectation. It is very tough. Yeah, it is really tough. You have to work for every single dollar that you will get. People hardly give others money here, right? Maybe it might happen in your home country where you can just talk to your friend and say, give me, such amount of money. But here, the person you are trying to go and meet, they may not have actually even paid their rent. So it's very difficult for you to for somebody to say, "Oh, give me money here." If you still have some friends, yes, it's possible for them to give you money. So don't set unrealistic expectations. As a student, don't set unrealistic expectations. I think this is mostly common with students. The second reason why all of this is happening is what they call black tax. So black tax is usually, apart from the tax you pay, you have to also send money back home. So at some point as a student, you have to make your family members understand that, man, this is how things are. I may not be able to do this at this certain time. Don't kill yourself because you want to impress somebody out there, back in your home country. It doesn't mean you shouldn't support them. I'm not saying that. If you can support them whatever way that you can, fine. But don't overwork yourself all in the name of you want to sort out their own stores 100%, and even sometimes at the detriment of your own health. That can happen when maybe some people are having breakdown and stuff like that because of all of these things that are happening. Okay, so if you're working and you have to support, yeah, I support, support as much as possible, especially your parents, support as much as possible, but be very, very reasonable about it. Now, the third reason why you can see people having this here and there, like Canada is not for the faint-hearted. See, I'm from Nigeria and I lived in Lagos at least for a bit, okay? Not that much. So it is a clear definition of toughness. If you can survive in Oshodi, or what other place, Okoko Michael, right? If you can survive in those places, then surviving here or whatever you will see here cannot be compared to what you observe or what you experience back there. When you have to wake up in the morning, maybe sometimes around 4 or 5 a.m. to go to work and stuff like that, because on the big traffic and stuff like that, you may not have those on here. So why is all the hula baloo about it? So in your home country, you were really working so hard, maybe doing 1 or 2 menial jobs. And then when you come here, you are seeing the same job, you're doing it, whatever jobs you may. In fact, there are some cases where whatever jobs people cannot do in their home country, this job is terrible. Now they come to Canada, discover that these are the things that they can do. As a student, nobody is going to give you a full-time job or a big role. It's mostly going to be 1 or 2 menial jobs here and there. When you graduate, you can start enjoying the fruit of getting full-time job offer. Then you can be getting, higher pay as the case may be. So unrealistic expectation, black tax, number 3, like I said, it's going to be show off. Maybe you want your friends back in your home country to see you as a big boy. You want to buy a big car so that when you snap and put it on Instagram or Facebook and snap your friends, this guy is doing very well. Okay. Now you're telling people, snapping the pictures with the car that you have, but you're not showing them the work that you are doing. Maybe you're doing cleaning job or doing warehouse job and stuff like that, or maybe home care. You're not really talking about all of those things. Is there dignity label? Yes, you're not showing all of them. You're just showing them the fancier things you want to show off, right? And another thing it can be, you want to show up among your colleagues, the people you are, maybe in the same, students, you want to show off and say, you know what, if you can't do this, I can do this. Don't do that. Don't do that, right? Don't compare yourself. People that have been there for 5, 6 years, don't compare yourself to them. Oh, these people are driving big car and I'm just entry bus now, the Canada is hard, you have to enter bus and, there's cold and all of those things. Show off, it can be the reason why you probably overwork yourself and then you're complaining, I'm doing 2, 3 jobs to survive. It's your choice. Number 4 is going to be impatience. Some people are very, very impatient. Why? Because as a student, you can only do 20 hours per week. So don't expect that when you come, at the end of the day, you may not be able to save a lot, because by the time you remove your rent and your phone bills and bills here and there, whatever you have left may not be a lot, but still, hold on tight to that and use it for whatever, that you can use it for. It may not be enough, right? It may not be enough to save thousands of dollars, but you have to be very patient so that when you graduate, then you can apply for bigger jobs and then you can start, enjoying whatever you want to enjoy, right? Another one is going to be the fifth one is going to be ingratitude. People are not just grateful for the things that they have. See, sometimes if you are not grateful for the things that you have, even the little one that you have will be taken away. At some point, being grateful. The fact that you are even alive is something to be grateful. So in the next, I'm going to talk about 6-7 things that makes Canada one of the best countries in the world. And we're here, there are thousands and millions of people that are praying every day and saying, God, I want to be in this position that this person is today. Now you're there and you're like, this place is tough. This place is this place, come on, just shut up. Just shut up. Okay? Shut up. Now, impatience is a very big problem. You maybe back in your home country, you were a manager. Now you're coming here as a student. When you come, nobody's going to give you part-time job as a manager. So you may see yourself that was a big man in your home country, come here probably to do 1 or 2 menial jobs. It's called survival jobs. Yeah, it's normal, but it is going to be a phase. When you graduate, the educational experience you've gathered in Canada plus the work experience you've gathered in your home country, you can merge those together and apply for even bigger jobs. So don't say, Canada will humble you. I used to be this in my home country, now I'm here. Were you not taught? Did all the YouTubers not tell you about this is what is obtainable? So there is no reason to complain about that when you experience something like that. Okay. Number 6, why you may have also heard people say, Canada is lonely. There is no, I'm lonely. It feels like I'm at the top here, but I am lonely at the top. Lonely at the top. Lonely. So the thing about this is, what do people really define as loneliness? Everybody is so busy, maybe going to work, going to school. So you don't really have time. People don't have time to just say, I want to just come and visit you like that. Everybody is busy. So because of that, people say, I'm lonely. Maybe at a time where you are not working, all your friends, if you just call them, I'm at work. I'm at school. I'm at work. I'm at work. That is mostly what you hear 90% of the time. I'm at work. Can I call you back? So maybe you don't have anybody to talk to. You feel like, this is getting too much and stuff like that. People are very principled. Before you visit somebody, you have to plan it. Tell the person ahead of time, and the both of you now work out the availability. Okay, I work Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Okay, Thursday, and I'm going to be free. Let's talk that day. And don't you have colleagues in your school that maybe you're doing as a student? You have colleagues, or maybe you do assignment with and stuff like that. You have a lot. So that when you come and you seclude yourself from every other person, and you are antisocial. At the end of the day, you are saying there is loneliness. You're just all by yourself. Yeah, nobody has your time because everybody is busy trying to meet up that target for certain things. So if you are a Christian and you go to church, you can see people. Maybe you go for Wednesday and a Sunday. That's already a lot of time to meet people, and you can make really good friends. Okay, so I don't know. I mean, while I was doing my master's, I barely even have time to do other things because I was always in the lab. By the time I come back, it's just maybe sleep and all that. Maybe on the weekends, I do a lot of volunteering. If you're bored, go out and go do volunteering. Go and volunteer in community, in your school. And if you do that in school, at the end of the day, you have a lot of connections and memories. Isolation will be gone. Now, there are a lot of things why Canada is really good. Despite all of these complaints here and there, don't mind all of those complaints. Don't focus on the negative. Are they true? Some of them are, true. Yes. Be prepared for anything. Be prepared for impact. Be prepared to land. And it feels like there is turbulence and vibrations and everywhere. It can happen, but it is a phase. Okay, just keep up that hustling spirit. Get it done. When you graduate, it's going to be much more better. Now you can work 20 hours per week. Isn't that amazing that as a student you can work 20 hours per week? Now you can also bring your spouse, and your spouse can be working full time while you are doing your studies. And do you know that your spouse, if they work full time in Canada in a skilled job, they can actually apply for permanent residency even before you graduate from your education. That is amazing. Not a lot of countries have that option where your spouse can work full time. Okay, now if you give birth to a child here, the third thing is that if you give birth to a child, of course, your child is going to be an automatic citizen, which you don't have in a lot of countries, right? The healthcare is free compared to the UK, where you have to pay more than £600-700 in the healthcare charge. When you apply for Canada visa, you don't pay for health charge. And even when you come here as a student, you don't still pay for health charges, except maybe you want to buy some kind of medications and stuff like that, but maybe going to see the doctor for general checkup, you don't have to pay for that. So maybe you may have people say, the health system sucks, sometimes you have to wait in the emergency for a certain time. It may happen, it depends on your situation or circumstances. But sometimes you want to seek doctor, they are really busy with, appointments. You book ahead. It may take 1 week, 2 weeks to see another 3 weeks, 1 month, depending on your situation. That is why they constantly are in need of more doctors and nurses to try to address this. But to say that the whole health system is in shambles is not true. The fact that you can get your health card, you have access to maybe treatment and all that. If you give birth here, you don't have to pay anything, provided you have the health card. Isn't that amazing? So, and you also have opportunity to get post-graduation work permit. If you do a 1 year course, you get 1 year of work permit, 1 year of work permit. If you do 2 years course, you get 3 years of post-graduation work permit. You can be able to get PRO within, after graduation within two years of your 2-3 years. You can get your permanent residency within, after getting permanent residency within another 2, 3, 4 years, you can become a Canadian citizen. So what are we talking about? Okay, so learn to be grateful for the things you have. Is Canada tough? Yes. Be ready. Okay, be ready. It's tough. That first phase, that first year is very, very tough. But as we go higher, have you not seen people that are in Canada that maybe they've been here for 5 years, 6 years? They came as a permanent residency, and then they now have houses and have very good jobs. They are doing well. Maybe they are not citizens and stuff like that. Why can't you look at those examples and say, if there are people in this country that are doing well, having good jobs and stuff like that, why can't I do the same thing? How did they do it? Those are the people you should relate with and ask, man, how did you do it? Tell me your story. Tell me everybody they see in Canada doing well, having houses and cars, big cars and something like that. Let them tell you, their story of their first year or second year in Canada. It's called that is even worse compared to what is taught, say what your current circumstances, and discover that you are actually enjoying. Okay, so be grateful. Stay come to Canada. It's an amazing country, one of the best countries in the world. So if you have a chance to come to Canada at any point and you are in, reach out, we can hang out depending on your province. Okay, so relax. If you are making a plan to come to Canada, don't let anybody stress you out and stuff like that. This video, at least to some extent, is very, very comprehensive. So if you haven't subscribed, do it to subscribe to this channel, so whenever new videos are released, you will be the first person to get notified. And among all of these things that I've said, which of them resonate with you the most? So leave the comment in the comment section. If you're already in Canada, leave the comment in the comment section. If you are planning to come to Canada, also leave a comment in the comment section. I'll look at it, and then I'll see what your comment is, and then we can have one or two conversations about that. Don't forget to hit the like button on this video. It will help YouTube algorithm to recommend this video to thousands of you, because I want this video to hit at least 50,000 views. Okay, if this videos hit 50,000 views and 1,000 likes, yes, I'm going to do a follow-up video and then share more tips. Okay, so until I see you again, my name is Peter Essentially. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.